why I actually bought those headphones in 2023. I know. They are almost 3 years now, they are still incredibly expensive, and the AirPods Max 2 are on the horizon. But there are few less and more important reasons that convinced me to this decision. So listen me up, folks.
Power user.
My previous headphones, Philips Fidelio M1, broke after 8 years of daily use, and I was desperately looking for something modern with similar sound signature. I listened to a bunch of new headphones and have a hard decision between them. But let's make this clear. I'm not crazy. Yes, I know that the new AirPods Max 2 are coming, but after checking some rumors, I decided to simply not wait for them. Apple updates their audio devices usually in time more or less around 2.5 years. We can observe this pattern by looking at previous AirPods releases. First generation AirPods, September 2016. Second generation AirPods, March 2019. 2 years and 6 months after the previous generation. AirPods Pro, first generation, October 2019, AirPods Pro second generation, September 2022, 2 years and 11 months after the previous generation. AirPods Max, December 2020, AirPods Max second generation, June to November 2023. Based on that knowledge, we can assume that AirPods Max 2 would be presented this year in 2023. And I'm not sure about this information for a few reasons. So, keeping it short, because AirPods Max 2 rumors get their own separate video, stay tuned for that if you are interested in this topic. Apple won a patent for something that looks like a new AirPods Max case. I'm guessing that this must be a complicated project, that they even have to patent it. That's why I'm wondering if they make it on time in 2023. The second information is directly from a trusted Apple analyst. His previous speculations have been proved, and this time I think he's also right. Ming says that the new AirPods Max will launch in 2024, or even in 2025. And it would make sense, considering that the first generation of AirPods Max had some manufacturing complications, and everyone is expecting an improvement, battery, support of lossless audio quality, and of course, a new, better case. It could take more time than we are expecting. So, looking at the pattern, they should announce AirPods Max 2 this year in December. But, looking at this recent patent and the long list of improvements they have to make predictions start to make sense to me. And the 2024 is a more realistic time to release those headphones. Unless the cheaper price rumor will turn out to be true. The cheaper price always means that some elements have to be made budget, or some features would have to be removed. That's exactly the story of another Apple audio product, Apple HomePod. And I'm a bit worried that this could happen to AirPods Max too. If that would be true, there is no need to wait for those headphones, from an audiophile perspective. Another reason why I bought them is the lightning connector. I think I have to make separate video about this topic because that's a complicated story. Let's be honest, even if AirPods Max 2 gets USB-C, who would buy iPhone 15 and AirPods Max 2 just to have one USB-C port on both devices? That would be really expensive. I know that I'm gonna stick to the lightning port for quite some time, and millions of other people also, because I'm not so convinced about rumored haptic buttons in iPhone 15, and I think that my next smartphone would be iPhone 13 Pro rather than iPhone 15. In this situation, I would rather take one lightning cable everywhere with me. It's more convenient than taking two separately. All my devices, iPhone and iPad, have lightning connector, but suddenly my headphones should have different port? It would be stupid. Also, switching all my lightning cables to a new USB-C is expensive, and from ecological point of view, a very stupid idea. What happens to all lightning cables and earpods? Do we get another dongle to collection? They are perfectly good accessories, and that would be stupid to throw them away just because of port change. Okay, so why didn't you choose another model? There are plenty of other good options on the market in 2023. Sure they are, and I tested them as well. Here is the list of headphones that I listened to, and the sound was not satisfying enough. Expect Bang & Olufsen headphones, but I would talk about their sound later. I covered the sound topic of AirPods Max in this video, so if you're interested, you can check it out. All of those headphones had some flaws. The sound signature wasn't good enough for me, or they just didn't handle the complicated music that I listened to, creating an ear-damaging cacophony that is really hard to enjoy. The sound was of course one thing, but the design was another. Some of those headphones were just too heavy, like Philips Fidelio L3, causing pain on the top of the head even after 10 minutes of wearing them, or simply just too bulky and weird looking, like Yamaha for example. My true dilemma was between Bang & Olufsen Beoplay HX and H95, AirPods Max and Focal Bathis, because they are all in a similar price range and all of them are flagship ANC high-end headphones. Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to listen to Focal Bathis headphones, but Bang & Olufsen Beoplay HX and H95 were a hard choice for me after a soling listening party. Let's start with Bang & Olufsen headphones. I was stunned by the sound of HX and H95. Those headphones have a really strong, kind of melted, warm, jazz-like sound signature, which I loved immediately. In contrast, my Philips Fidelio M1 sound signature is dark, cold and focuses more on hard, crystal clear sounds and vocals, which I also appreciated, and for a long time it was my must-have in any headphones. Both HX and H95 are trying to put the vocals on the front, keeping the mids in the back and completing the front with this melty, warm bass. The vocals are really impressive. Both headphones output vocals crystal clearly in every detail with a stunning wide range. So, especially opera listeners would be satisfied with this sound signature. My personal problem was the mid-range in the HX model, because they are keeping those mids behind the vocals, but they separate them in an unfair way, taking the volume of the mids down in comparison to the vocals and bass. That is creating this impression of faded and blurry mid-range sound, and I didn't like it in Bang's HX. The H95 model doesn't have this problem. The mids are more louder and detailed, but the headphones comes with a higher price, higher even than the AirPods Max. The design of both Beoplays is great. They are stylish and have fantastic colors. Definitely timber and black being my favorite here. And the slide mechanism is really similar to the AirPods one. The headband itself is created from aluminum. They have also real leather on ear cups and the top of the headband that gives a real luxury impressions in real life. And overall quality is really solid and great. I thought that those ear cups would be a problem, but fortunately my ear fit there perfectly. Keep that in mind if you are considering them. I suggest trying it on first, because I know that some people have much bigger ears than mine, and in the long term those ear cups would just hurt your ears with unnecessary pressure on them. In comparison, AirPods Max doesn't have any animal material in it. The ear cups and headband is created from fabric materials, which means that they would be easier to clean in the future. I really hope so. So keep that in mind about the leather material used in Beoplays. I had a really bad experience with leather in headphones. With time, this kind of leather can crack and rub off. And when this happens, you have pieces of it everywhere. On your skin, on your hair, on your clothes, everywhere. It's awful. Why not Focal Bathis then? I have not listened to them, but I have my opinion about their look as a fashion piece. I really liked Bathis design. It reminds me of Kanye West Yeezy or Rick Owens pieces of art, but being honest, they look like a gaming headphones, especially with this glowing aggressive logo on both sides. No matter how you style them, people outside would be always think that you are wearing a gaming headset as your daily audio device. They are also big and bulky comparing to the AirPods Max, and they look comically on people with small head. The audio controls are another story here. AirPods Max keep it simple with one crown and one button. Bang and Olufsen HX has touch controls. Good luck with using them in gloves, and Beoplay H95 has mixed touch control with those rings. Sounds better, but not enough to convince me. But Buffets, they have huge number of buttons, making them unnecessarily complicated and giving them the serious vibe of advanced gaming headset. The crown is definitely my preferred kind of audio control, and from the design point of view, AirPods Max are the best for me. If it comes to noise cancellation, the best one I ever tested is in Bose headphones. Of course, the Sony XM5 have also great noise cancellation, but AirPods Max literally humiliates both Sony and Bose headphones. So, if you are looking for the best of the best noise cancelling headphones, AirPods Max is definitely the winner here. Beoplay has also good noise cancellation, similar to Sony headphones. And also worth of mentioning is that AirPods Max didn't have 3.5mm headphone jack, only the lightning port, and you are forced to buy this expensive special lightning to jack cable. So, in conclusion, AirPods Max are a really good pair of headphones, but still very expensive. If you can and want to wait till 2024 for the rumored release of AirPods Max 2, wait, maybe at this time more rumors will spread out and the decision would be much easier for you. But if you want to buy a good pair of headphones right now, just buy AirPods Max and don't think about the AirPods Max 2. They are still one of the best ANC headphones available on the market, and based on Reddit users vote poll, AirPods Max users are perfectly happy with them and don't want to change them. Alternatively, if you have $100 more, you can buy Beoplay H95. Sounds fair to me because you got a proper audio cables and a proper case included in the box. Hope this video helps you guys make the right decision for you. Remember that if you got any questions, feel free to write them below and I will try to answer them all. Also, don't forget to check my other video about AirPods Max and AirPods Max 2, especially my big sound quality review of AirPods Max. Don't forget to like and subscribe, that's really important if you want to support my work and this channel. That's all for today, stay tuned, see ya.